Welcome back to In the Greenhouse with Orchid Supply Store. I've told you we're going to do something a little different, and today we're going to do all air plants. We're going to pot, maybe not pot, we're going to hang and put them in terrariums. We're going to do several things with air plants. So let's get started. I have a selection of air plants here which I have watered very well so that they will be a little easier to work with. And what I'm going to do is put the first one on this mount. So I've just got to find what I think is going to be the correct one for this mount. And got one here. How you like that one? I think that's going to look pretty good. Okay, so we're going to put that one on this mount. So I'll start off with my floral cable. Run it through one of the holes that are pre-drilled on all of the mounts that you get here, and weave it in one, out the other, and the air plant is going to reside directly beneath the cable, getting it in and out around the leaves. And this one has roots coming out right here, so it won't be long. It will be reaching down to grab the piece of wood, the mount. And boy, I just did get that one long enough. So I just twist it. That one's just a little bit tighter. I don't want this one falling off. I think that's going to get it. Yeah, it's on there nice and tight. Okay, mount number one, ready to go. Now, each and every one of these that I'm doing today will be put out on the site for sale. So, that one looks pretty doggone good. So it's got the hanger already, and it's ready to put in your garden. Let's put another one on a piece of wood, a little bit smaller piece of wood this time. So I need a smaller air plant. I'm sorry, I'm thinking, so I can't talk and think at the same time. I'm just pulling off some of the little dead leaves. Okay, so that one, it's already got it's a baby, but I'm not sure what you call the air plants. You know, are these called keepies? But actually, it's got two there. So it's got two offspring on that side. It has one on this side. So you see those? So this one is bringing a family. Okay, that should be just fine right there. Okay. Now, I only put one hole in this mount, and I'll show you why. I just feed that through, open it up for the plant. The reason I just put one hole is I'm going to take a small piece of wood, put it on the back here, and wrap the cable around that, and that will hold it in place. And again, just twist to get it tight, cut off the excess, and straighten it just a little bit. And there is air plant with 3 of her children. So that one is ready to go also. And this is the way I did the piece of wood in the back. I just wrapped the wire around that so that it would not pull back through, the hole. So, number 2. Now, before I go to another bounce, first off, it is hot today. Very hot. I have a terrarium, and that's probably going to be too big. That's going to be too big. So we'll take one of these. Nope. Let me see if I have a smaller air plant. Soaking some here. Let me put these in water real quick. I think that might be a winner there. It's tight, but that's okay. We want it full. And I'm going to use some Spanish moss in the bottom here, which is also an air plant. I guess you know that. So we'll take some Spanish moss. Put it in the bottom of the terrarium. This one's going to be really easy because all I'm doing is I'm putting the Spanish moss in, and then I'm taking the air plant. Again, I'll clean off some of the dead leaves because these have been sitting around for a long time. And then it goes into the terrarium. With the Spanish moss in the bottom. And there we go on this one. This one is ready to go. So that's probably the easiest one I'll do. Okay, let's get that one out of the way. I have another terrarium. When I unboxed this one, I found that it was broken. The glass is broken here and there. But I'm still going to use it. Worst case scenario, I give it to my wife and she's perfectly happy with it. So I'm going to use some of the Spanish moss. bottom and just drop 2 little pieces of glass, so I gotta be careful. I'm gonna take that out. I don't want to get cut with terrarium glass. Go to the emergency room. How did you get this nasty cut? Got it in a terrarium. Okay, so we got the moss in there, and I'm going to use a little bit taller one for this. Is that going to be too tall? It's way too tall. And I'm going to use this one. Again, just cleaning it up just a little. Just some of the dead leaves on the bottom. Being careful not to pull the root off. Even though these are air plants, they still have roots. Let's sit right there. And this one just sits down like that. Looks like it's in there good. And there is this one. Okay. Set that out of the way. Got one more terrarium. Little triangular. That's too big. I want to use the same ones. That's too big. Let's see what. Probably this one has 2 babies on the side, which I can separate easily. Now I've got 2 smaller ones that I can use. And this one really needs to be cleaned up. So maybe I'll whittle this one down to size and use it. I think that's what I'm going to do, because after I clean it up, it's going to be much smaller. Okay, I think I've got all that off. One more. It's still a little too tall. You know, I have never trimmed an air plant. I don't know if you can do it or not. So, do I dare? It's not gonna work. We're just gonna stuff it in there and hope that it does okay. Again, some Spanish moss in the bottom. That's just too big. That's not going to look good. So we're going to have to go with a smaller one. We'll go with this one. Okay, I think that one's okay. It's hanging out just a little bit, but I believe it'll be okay. So, one more for the books. Okay, let's do something here. I think I can use some of the bigger ones in this. This Joker has bloomed once. And don't know if you know or not, but air plants do put off very tall spikes with a beautiful flower on it. And this one has done that. And see if I can clean her up a little bit here. All of these leaves on the bottom. And this one also has a, again, I don't know what you call them. Let's call them a kiki. I mean, I don't know if that's the proper name for it or not. And all you do is just pull them apart. And it will develop roots there. Here, I'm going to have to trim some of these leaves because they're just looking bad. And right there is where it had a flower spike. You can see it had a big, thick spike. And on this one here, it must have grown, 18 inches tall. It was a massive spike. And stayed in bloom, I don't know, probably 3 months. I mean, it was there forever. Okay, I think I've cleaned that one up enough. And we're going to put it on the bottom. We're going to put it here, along with I'll put this one and this one. So I'm going to have these two. Now again, Spanish moss as the base. I just wonder, should I put some Spanish moss on the ones that I put on the board? I may go back and do that. Now, one thing you can do to these air plants, I've done it many times, there is a glue that you can get that is non-toxic to plants. And I have used the glue several times when I've mounted air plants and I wanted them to sit upright. This one put everything inside. This is totally different. Okay? There we go. Couldn't find a groove. And still can't. I bet I've got the base upside down. I do. That's why I didn't want to close. I had the base turned upside down. Okay, so we can get this going correctly. There we go on this one. Totally different. So I think that's all of the terrariums I have. So let's mount a couple more on wood. A little bit bigger piece. So I can take one of these very tall ones and this one has a lot of dead ones or leaves. So you pull all of that off. And I should have done this beforehand and been ready for it, but I wasn't thinking. So you get to see what you go through, when you're cleaning something up. Okay. So that one's going to be here. Again, just one hole in the center of the board because I knew I was going to put air points on this mount. Normally I have two, but since I knew, I just put one. So we'll spread that out, and looks like that's the best facing edge. So we'll feed it through the wire to that point. Pull that tight. The upper one, I'm not going to pull it really tight. I just want it there so that it doesn't fall over. Now on this one, I do want it kind of tight. So again, put the piece of wood, pull it tight, and wrap it. Get off the excess. Take a look at it. I'm picking up a lot of trash, yeah. Okay, I like the looks of that. And got that wire there that I'm going to pull just tight enough so that it doesn't fall over. And there we have this one. Okay, I've got one piece of wood left. This one. And what kind of air plants? I'd like to do two different kinds on here. Now that would be, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put two different types. Just like this. Clean up some of my garbage here so that I don't get it all over everything. Okay, so the first one is here. That's interesting. I have a loop around that one already. This one, as several of the others, has a kiki. This one. And then this was the kiki that I cut off of one of the others. So let's put that one on first. How is the weather at your location? It has got hot. My fans are blowing, my air conditioner's on, so it's warm. Fortunately, I do have the air conditioner. If I didn't, it would probably be about 105 in here, maybe hotter. I know it'd be too hot for me to sit here. The way I have my air set is I have a duct right over my head. So when I put this in, I tried to think ahead and say, okay, I know I'm going to be seated in here sometime and it's going to be warm, so why don't I put an air duct right where I'm sitting so that when I'm working or when I'm doing something like this, I'm not having to constantly wipe the sweat off. So that's number one. And then number two, let's try out. This one I have two holes. Sure is convenient having the holes already there. So remember that. That's what you get when you buy a mount at the orchid supply store. It's ready to use. You don't have to wonder, how am I going to drill holes in that hard piece of wood? We do that for you. I like the looks of that. Two different ones on one board. So let's have a recap. We have this one. Yeah, 2 on 1. We have the little one that has kikis with it. We have the bigger one the tall one. We have the double terraria. I think I've got one of these that actually has a light in it. I'll have to dig that one out and put something in there. That would be nice, yeah, to have a light in it. We have the one with broken glass. So if I put this one out, I certainly will note that it has broken glass. It's not going to hurt anything as long as you don't run your fingers over the glass. The little triangle. And what do you call an object that has 4 triangles on it? I'm sure there's a proper mathematical name for it, but I don't remember what it is. That's not a trapezoid, is it? I don't know. You can put in the comments what it is and correct it. So there you have 4 in terrariums, 4 on mounts. All you need to know about potting, planting, hanging, swaying, leftover air plants. Hope you enjoyed this. We will do this again, so you come back.